Stardew Valley. It's about Stardew Valley. The wonderful Stardew Valley, a game about a small town with a lot of heart, where you meet new people, kind people. They give you recipes, they give you rocks and hay, and they help you build a magnificent farm. A magnificent farm out of a near barren patch of wilderness. And it's one of those games that you just have to talk about because with all the glitz and graphics and pizzazz that happens at this time of year around E3, this is the type of game that reminds us that you don't need anything other than a soul to get through the nasty slog that we all go through just to stay alive in this world. Now, I've been playing Stardew Valley a lot, and sometimes it's the first thing I get into in the morning. We had that caller talking about Animal Crossing being the first thing that they get into, and you know, I got to say, sometimes I wake up and the first thing I want to do is I want to check out the fields. I want to look at the fruit trees. I want to make sure the ducks and chickens are happy with me. This is a game about upkeep. It's a game about commitment, organization, and you might not be doing anything in the game, but you still have to be thinking weeks and months ahead about the choices that you've made or are about to make. And you know, looking beyond the unassuming 16-bit graphics, what you have here is a game that's for adults. This is about making adult decisions. Adults have choices and responsibilities. That's what makes us different than children. You get up in the morning, you make a choice. Do I cut weeds? Do I visit the rock quarry? Do I go and fight slimes and bats and void spirits in the cave and mines? These are the choices that we make as adults. Maybe you just want to hang back. Plant some kale or some star fruit. You know, I plant the crops. I harvest them. I sell them to Pierre, and I know for a fact that there are people out there playing Stardew Valley right now who don't bother going into Pelican Town to sell the things that they grow. They just end up tossing them all into the wooden shipping box. And does that save time? Yes. But does that mean that you can sell produce on Wednesdays when Pierre's store is closed? Yes. But if you're saving time by not going into Pelican Town every day, then you're missing out on the whole point of Stardew Valley. You got to get out there. You got to meet the people, and you got to maintain those relationships with those people. When I plant blueberries, and they come up and I harvest them, I make sure to give everyone in town a blueberry. I have one of those gemstone copier machines that's making diamonds 24/7, 7 days a week, 4 months out of the year. That's 4 months of the year in Stardew Valley. That's spring, summer, fall, and winter. It makes diamonds every day. So everyone in Pelican Town can get a diamond. Everyone gets one. These are adult decisions. And there's no satisfaction that I get from selling my produce, the things that I've built, the things that I've built myself or harvested myself. There's no satisfaction in throwing them in a shipping box. And then in the middle of the night, what even happens? Somebody comes by and just makes a list of everything that's in the box, gives you some money, and that's a receipt. Just a receipt. I mean, you might as well just be playing video poker or betting on a CGI horse race. I mean, that's nuts. I mean, what would the ghost of your grandfather who left you the farm in Stardew Valley, what would he think about that? I mean, if you're not visiting Pelican Town, you're not making connections, you're not taking the produce to Pierre, you're not taking the fish to Willie, you're not taking the rocks and gems to Clint, you got to make a connection. You got to make it real. Alex, Sebastian, Harvey, Meru, Evelyn, George, Jody, villagers who you got to get to know because you never know if they're going to give you a recipe or send you some hay or some rocks or marry you and live in your house. It's up to you. It's up to you. Don't be a child when you're playing Stardew Valley. And some people, I won't name names, but some people, including my beautiful wife, Katie, who is also the inspiration for my Stardew Valley avatar, some people are always asking me all the time, why are you playing all that Stardew Valley when you played near top dollar for Octopath Traveler or Xenoblade Chronicles 2? Near top dollar. I want to remind viewers that I did buy these games at a moderate discount. Probably is not as much as I could have saved if I had waited until after I had played Stardew Valley, but I still got a bit of a deal. Alan, do you remember how much I paid for Octopath Traveler?
70? I'm going to say $78.
Alan, you were here. We talked about it on the show. I'm going to give you one more chance to get it right. I bet maybe some people in the chat remember.
I'll ask how much did Robby pay for Octo Game?
Octopath Traveler. It's called Octopath Traveler. You put Octo
can't
Game.
spell
There's
it.
what are you talking about? Why can't you spell it?
You spell it and I'll type it.
A.
O.
Octo.
Octo.
Octopath. Traveler.
Okay, well, autocorrect doesn't like that.
Well, I mean, Alan, have you been playing Stardew Valley?
No, I've been playing Days Gone, the big budget AAA title where I play as Deacon Saint How? I can't remember his last name.
Alan, I've heard that game isn't that great, and yet it's you're just playing these games because it's got the graphics.
Well, it has beautiful graphics. There are some glitches, but Deacon St. John travels around. He's a bad boy on a wild hog, and he tears around, and that's fun for me. And I like doing that.
Well, what are you even doing?
300 hours into this game.
What are you talking about? You're talking about killing people? You're talking.
No.
You're a murderer.